Hi beautiful, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry if I sound a little bit raspy today because I am currently sick. I'm very under the weather. So I thought today I would show you guys how I will do my makeup when I'm sick. So usually when I'm sick I get semi-dry skin. So in order to prep, I am going to use my Milani Prime Perfection Face Primer, and this one is the Hydrating plus Pore Minimizing. I mainly use this when I want to wear a mattifying mattifying foundation, but since today I just want my glow to come back to life, since being sick does all sorts of things to your skin. So just rub it in like that. That didn't really do a lot for my pores, so I'm just gonna go and use my AOA Poreless primer just on the areas where I know my pores will show up. And I'm a bit congested as well, so there's going to be a lot of heavy breathing in this video. I've already applied my sunscreen beforehand, so I kind of already let that dry. Now for the foundation today, since it's quite hot, I am going to use my Rimmel Lasting Finish foundation, and this one is in the shade 400 Natural Beige. And it gives like a medium to full coverage, at least for me if I build it up, but usually medium is fine. And I'll just plop that on the areas where I want coverage, so mainly around my cheek area. So what I've been doing lately is applying my foundation with a flat paddle brush to get the most of the coverage. So basically laying my foundation first and then smoothing it with a beauty sponge. I'm quite happy with that, but I feel like I need a little bit more, so just on these areas right here. And then I'll just use like a powder foundation to finish everything. Usually when I'm sick, I try to stay away from anything mattifying because it just creates like a very dull skin, and to add that to your already dull features when you're sick, that's not very helpful at all. So I feel like that did a decent job on applying my foundation, but I'm just gonna go over it with a sponge to make sure that, you know, everything is seamless. It kind of looks natural. Now what I'm going to do is apply my concealer, and this is the Mecca Lifeproof Cream Concealer, and I focus that on the inner corner of my eye all the way to this area. I don't bring it all the way out because that's what blending is for. So I mainly focus on my really dark circle, so around there, and I think I'm good with that. And then I'm just gonna use this sponge and kind of spread the product. As you can see, there's a huge difference between this eye and this eye. Like, you could still see my dark circles peeking through, but it's not as horrible as before. And do it on the other side, and I'm good with that. So now the cheek part is coming, so I am going to use my Wet n Wild contouring palette to actually set my under eye, and also to brighten up the under eye as well. So I'm going to use this banana shade and just pat that along the eyes. and then I kind of brighten this area as well. And to set the rest of my face, I am going to use this LA Girl face powder, and this one is in the shade Soft Honey, and just concentrate that on the perimeters of my face and also the areas where I kind of get oily and need coverage. And to bronze, I am going to use my MAC MIneralize Skinfinish, and this one is in the shade Dark Deepest with a dual fiber brush because I don't want it to be like obvious. I just want to put a little bit of color back to my face, just a teeny tiny bit, not too much. At this point, I kind of wanted to add a blush, so for that I am going to use this Milani Beige blush, and this one is in the shade Berry Amore. So it's like a corally peachy shade, and it has like a gold flecks to it, so it will add a little bit of luminosity to the skin. Just like, you know, we're trying to fake that healthy glow while we're sick. So, and for the highlight, I'm going to use this highlighter from Wet n Wild, and this is the Precious Petals. And oh my god, this highlighter has been out of stock for the longest time, and I finally have it. And this is like that rose gold highlight, and everybody was obsessed with this at some point and it kind of went away, but I personally have not tried it. And swatching it, it gives like that rose gold flecks, and it's so pretty. It's the one right there, and it's sort of shimmery but not over the top. So what I'm going to do is grab a fan brush, dip in it, and apply it here. That's very pigmented. Wow. So I'm only going to focus this on the areas where I want to highlight. On the nose, I mean the upper lip, and then a little bit in the chin. Then I am going to grab a little bit of product in my pinky finger and dab that on the inner corner. As you can see, it kind of faked the glow that our skin is thriving, especially when you're sick. And for the eyes, I'm actually not gonna do a lot. So I'm going to just curl my eyelashes because it will open up our eyes immediately. Not even going to bother putting on mascara because at this point my eye is quite sensitive. So there's no point of me highlighting that part because everything else is bare. So if you put something that will attract people to look into your eyes, then they will obviously know that I'm sick. So for the eyebrows, I still have a little bit of tint visible. So what I'm going to do is just use like a brow pencil to kind of outline the bold spots on my eyebrows. I don't want to be like extremely precise. I'm mainly just creating like a brush hair-like strokes to make them look bushy. So if you can compare this eyebrows to this eyebrows, and then just blend it with this spoolie. So it's nothing too crazy. Very lightly. You don't want to put a lot of pressure. So it's kind of like letting your wrist do the work as opposed to your whole hand doing the work. And what's left is the lips. So for the lips, I don't really want to do a lot because if I put a lipstick on, my lips tend to eat the lipstick up and like settles in the fine lines. In short, my lips is so dry, so I'm just going to apply a lip gloss. It adds a little bit of moisture and at the same time it creates that plump lips. So this one is from Essence and it's the wet lip gloss. And what I like about this is that it's kind of the color of my natural lips, so it instantly fakes juicy lips without having to try too hard. For setting spray, I only really have one kind of setting spray, so that's to lock everything and make everything last. So I'm going to use the Master Fix by Maybelline, and this is the Wear Boosting Setting Primer, because I do occasionally get oily, especially around the T-zone, so I like to set my makeup so it won't slip and slide. And then what I do is I grab my beauty sponge and kind of press the setting spray in, as well as soak up the excess powder that we applied. And this is my final look. So this is what I normally do to achieve that glowy, healthy skin, especially if you're sick. So yeah, it's not very complicated, it's not too much. So basically just covering everything, evening out everything, and looking fresh. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more updates, and I will catch you on my next video. Bye!
I literally had to hold my breath for that because every time I breathe, it feels like I'm struggling.